Welcome back to Inside City Hall, where we will be closely following the race to become the next Speaker of the New York City Council. It's coming up in the next few days and weeks. The current Speaker, Adrienne Adams, is term limited and unable to seek re-election. So here's a look at the City Council members who are believed to be currently in the running. That includes Crystal Hudson, Julie Menin, Christopher Marte, Selvena Brooks-Powers, and Amanda Farias. Now, some of the Speaker's most important duties include working as a liaison between the council and the mayor and serving as a check on the mayor by choosing which bills to advance or change or obstruct. In order to be elected as Speaker, a member has to get the support of 26 out of the 51 votes in the City Council. Joining me now to talk more about the race is a leading contender. We've got Crystal Hudson of Brooklyn, whose district includes all or part of Crown Heights, Prospect Heights, Clinton Hill, and Fort Greene in Brooklyn. She's also currently the chair of the Committee on Aging. Welcome back to the program. Good to see you.
Thank you so much for having me. Pleasure to be here.
What makes you want to do this job?
You know, we are in a pivotal political moment. I have a proven record of standing up in hard moments and supporting tough fights. Trump is, going to be attacking New York City, and we need to make sure that we have strong, steady leadership on the other side of City Hall. To give people the security that they need to know that we will always stand up and defend New York.
Were you part of the leadership team and the budget negotiating team?
I'm on the budget negotiating team, yes.
The Speaker is at times a counterweight to the mayor. We certainly saw that over the last few years. As a supporter of Mayor-elect Mamdani, can New Yorkers trust you to fight him if and when that might become necessary?
Absolutely. And, we're mandated by the New York City Charter to do just that, to provide oversight, to demand accountability. And also, we need to ensure that the mayor has a strong partner in order to deliver for all New Yorkers, right? We've seen that what New Yorkers want is a more affordable New York City. The council, as an example, has already laid the groundwork for universal child care. We want to make sure that we can work with the mayor to actually deliver on that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. I mean, is there a role for the council to play in, say, freezing the rent or advancing the child care agenda?
Certainly for the child care. I think when it comes to freezing the rent, we can look at opportunities to provide tax breaks, for example, so that we can ensure that buildings and units are actually getting the repairs that they so desperately need in so many cases. And so, yeah, there are many ways that we can work with the mayor to deliver on his agenda.
And fast and free buses. I mean, to a certain extent, this is something that might have to be done through straight budgetary allocations, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll continue to have those conversations.
Now, the recently passed ballot proposals that dial back some of the council's control over land use and development. Your district was not one of the ones that had been seen as blocking development. In fact, you just got a pretty serious rezoning about 13 blocks along Atlantic Avenue and so forth. But how would you, in the new regime, with these new ballot proposals now that are about to take place and become law, how would you use the new powers that the Speaker in particular would have to at times overrule council members if it looks like they're blocking proposals that would be good for the rest of the city?
Listen, I think Speaker Adrienne Adams has laid a really strong foundation. We are a council that has delivered almost 200,000 units of housing. My Atlantic Avenue mixed-use plan that you just mentioned will be delivering several thousand housing units. And so this is a council that wants to build. I think what we need to do is keep in mind community needs, community preferences, and there's a way to do that, also in partnership with the borough presidents, who will have a role in the appeals board. Yeah,
is there a scenario where, because there's now a backstop in the form of the new powers that this appeals board would have, that individual members can say, look, I've gone as far as I can, but I'll get overruled, so we're going to have to reach some kind of accommodation. In other words, will it have the intended effect of getting more development done?
Well, listen, my AIM Up rezoning was a perfect example of engaging community and getting community support. We worked for over 12 months to interview folks, host town halls, make sure that the development that we were moving forward with, the rezoning that we were moving forward with, actually reflected the needs of local residents. And so I think if we can do more of that, then we should be able to deliver more housing that actually meets the needs that more New Yorkers want to see.
Apparently, this council, just like the last one, will be majority women for the, so.
Yes, it will.
Made history and now continuing to make the history.
Yes.
What difference has that made as far as you can tell?
Listen, when Roe v. Wade first fell, we passed almost immediately a package of legislation to address reproductive health care access. We've laid the groundwork, as mentioned, for childcare, universal childcare. The type of legislation that we pass and that we move, the way we govern, you don't see as much mudslinging, with women in charge. And I think we lead from a place of love and care and compassion for all New Yorkers. Certainly I do. And so I think I look forward to continuing our majority and making sure that, New Yorkers feel that love and care.
You made reference to what might be happening out of Washington. Are we in for bad times in this city?
I'd imagine, we might be if Trump lives up to his promises. He is hell-bent, it seems, on making life more difficult, more expensive for every American. And so what we need to do here in New York City is continue to make sure that we're investing in New Yorkers, particularly those with the greatest needs, making sure that we have some real stopgaps in place, and making sure that we're standing up, fighting back, and being very clear about our values. We are a sanctuary city by law, and so we want to make sure that Trump knows ICE and the National Guard are not welcome here in New York City.
If I'm not mistaken, part of your district gave a larger percentage of its vote to Mamdani than any other part of the city, including his home district.
The top 10 neighborhoods that turned out for Mamdani, 3 are in my district. Number 1, number 2, and number 8.
Right. Okay.
Are all in my district. So my district showed up for Mamdani.
Yeah. Well, what's that about? What's the link there, as far as you can tell?
I think people want to see a more affordable New York. I think they want to see a changing of the old guard. I think they're tired of the status quo. I think that's also why, in my primary election, I won with more votes than any other council member in the city. In the general election, I won with 93% of the vote. Over 53,000 people voted for me. And I think what he and I both represent is the future.
You had a primary? I live in your district. This is news to me.
Well, that's good. That's good news. I did have a primary, but I did exceptionally well. So that's perhaps why you didn't know.
Okay. Well, I don't remember. Right. You had Dion Ashman who ran in the primary. It seems like a million years ago.
Well, then the gentleman who lost even worse than Dion, ran again in the general.
Right. That's the person I was thinking of. So you have a public side to this, and we thank you for the conversation. What's the other side of this look like? I saw you were down at Somo's. I imagine, this is all politicians talking to each other.
Yeah,
so you get to caucus in 1,000 diners, I guess, at some point. What is it that the members are looking for, as far as you can tell?
I think they're looking for stability, for strength, for honesty and integrity. They're looking for somebody who will have their back, and that's absolutely me. I'm running a campaign that's rooted in action and accountability. We need to be able to work with the mayor and get things done. We also need to be able to hold him and his administration accountable. And I also want my colleagues to be able to hold me accountable as the Speaker of New York, of the New York City Council.
Is there sort of a slate that develops along the way where I might help you, but I'd like to be finance chair, those kind of conversations?
Well, Carmen De La Rosa, who represents a district uptown, who was running for speaker, has left the race and gotten behind me. And so, I'm honored to have the support of a colleague who was also in the race, who believes in my leadership and the ability for us to win. I think what everybody who is supporting me knows and understands deeply is that this is bigger than any one of us, right? This is about the future of the city. This is about making sure that we have strong leadership in place to fight for those who need the biggest fight. And so I'm really honored to have support from colleagues, all over the city.
Okay, we will let you get back to it. And thanks so much for giving us a little clarity here. And we'll all be watching to see what happens.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
Thanks a lot.